You don't know until you try. How do you know if you're going to be great at something? How do you know if you're going to love something? How do you know if this next thing is a thing for you or not? How do you know? You don't. You don't know until you go off and say yes and you try. And we're constantly stuck in judgment mode saying, oh, that'll never work. That'll never work for me. I won't enjoy that. Until you actually do it, you're not going to get the feedback to know if it's worth doing or not. I think this is why most people in the world, I'm looking out on the highway here in front of me. Most people in the world right now are driving to work that they hate. You're driving to a work that you hate, a life that you hate, a life that has no meaning, no purpose, no fulfillment, mailing in the day every day, just doing the bare minimum to not get fired. This is most people. Most people are not happy with their life. Most people know that they want to do more, that they're capable of more, and they're not happy. They're stuck. But a big reason why you're stuck is you're not saying yes to enough things, at least to try. I'm not saying go and mortgage the house and do some crazy thing, but say yes to the little things because you never know which one's going to pay off. Any new experiment, as long as it's not putting somebody at harm or at risk and it's not against your ethical values, it's worth saying yes to try. Say yes to salsa dancing, say yes to yoga, say yes to making a YouTube video, say yes to creating some content, say yes to making that phone call, say yes to ask that person out, just say yes. We are in the no business. Just say yes, because all of your next great ventures are on the other side of you saying yes, even though 80% of them aren't going to work out. That's normal. That's fine. That's part of life. I look at my story as an example. So I have been on YouTube for 12 years. April 2009 was my first video. And on paper, it doesn't make any sense. I'm shy, I'm introverted, I have no need to be famous, I don't like the spotlight. As long as I have my wife, I'm good. Like I don't need to hang out with people. So you look at that person, on paper, if you fill out any of the career assessments of what are you supposed to do with your life, making YouTube videos, being in front of the camera is not anywhere close to what someone like me should be doing, right? There's no way. But I just tried making a video, and even though I wasn't very good at it, I liked it. It's like, for some reason I like this. I don't know, there's no reason why I should like it. I don't like being famous, I don't like the spotlight, I'm nervous getting in front of the camera, but for whatever reason I like it. So I need to keep doing it. Right? It took me 350 videos before I was completely not embarrassed by myself, and 700 until I actually liked what I was making. It's a lot of videos. Why? How do you keep going? Well, because I liked it. How have I not had burnout 10,000 plus videos later? Because I like it. This doesn't feel like work when I sit down and make content. I don't look at that in my calendar and say, oh, I gotta make more videos. Oh, I hate my life, right? Like if it got to there, I wouldn't make videos anymore. I like it. You don't burn out from doing the things that you actually enjoy. And so even though on paper it makes no sense for me to be here I am, because I just said yes and tried it. And if you ask me, when I first got started, will you have 3 million subscribers? It's like, there's no way. Are you kidding me? I'll be like, if I get 1,000 subscribers, who's gonna wanna follow me? And here we are. Similarly, I took up salsa dancing. And again, on paper, it makes no sense. I didn't learn salsa dancing growing up. There's no background in my family of music. I felt like I had 2 left feet. I'm relatively tall, at 6'1", so I take big steps. It's harder for me to pick up the moves and to dance with somebody because my steps are just naturally bigger than other people. I don't speak Spanish or the language. So it's like all of these things that are legit reasons, right? These are all things that are legitimate reasons that could hold you back. But I thought, you know what, I'll go to one class. Who cares? Like, who cares if you go to one class of something and suck at it, right? What's the big deal? We spend so much time criticizing, judging other things instead of just going and trying and saying yes and see what happens. I went into a salsa class and I was not very good at it. And I did not understand the music. And when the instructor said, just do this with your hips, but I don't know how to just do that with my hips. I spent so much time trying to get my feet right, and I couldn't figure out how to get my feet and my hands working together at the same time. I wasn't very good at the beginning, just like what it would have said on paper, right? If you looked at who I was on paper, it's like, there's no way this guy's gonna be good at it. And hey, the paper was right, but I liked it. I don't know, there's something about walking to that class and dancing to the music that just felt good. And I wanted to go back and do it again. Fast forward to today, and I own the largest salsa dancing company maybe in North America. You know, I've been paid to do salsa dancing, been a paid professional performer. I've been paid to do choreography. I've been paid to teach classes. And now I run the company. It's crazy, right? For the guy on paper who's got 2 left feet, too tall, takes huge steps, didn't learn it growing up, doesn't speak Spanish, doesn't play any of the instruments, here I am. And it's not that I'm anything special. It's totally available to you too. It's just a matter of saying yes to things. So step 1 is just say yes more. You know, a lot of the things, as long as it's not against your ethics, right? Like, don't go rob a store because you're saying yes, right? You know, as long as you're not hurting somebody else and it's within your moral compass, then say yes and try instead of judging. Just give it an opportunity, because you never know what great things are gonna come as a result of it. The greatest things in my life didn't make sense on paper, but I just liked it and I said yes to it, right? And fully expect most things not to work out. It's okay if it doesn't work out. Guys, it's okay if it's a failed experiment. It's okay. If you're only taking shots at the things that you have a high degree of certainty that are gonna work out, you're gonna play small for your entire life. It's okay if it doesn't work out. Again, as long as you're not hurting somebody or hurting yourself or against your ethics, it's okay if it doesn't work out. It's okay if you suck at salsa dancing and you never want to go do it again. It's okay if you suck at making YouTube videos and you never want to do it again. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You didn't hurt anybody. You said yes, and you're building that belief system that you'll say yes to the next thing and eventually find the thing that you want to be great at, your next great adventure, right? So it's okay if it doesn't work out. And then number 3 is just pay attention to the feeling. More important than whether you were good or not at it is, did you like it? Because if you're good at something but you don't like it, you're never gonna win, right? This is a trap that a lot of people fall into. Like, you're really good at something, you're good at it, but you don't like it. And so you can make some money doing it and have some impact doing it because you're good at it for whatever reason. But if it doesn't make you come alive, you're just never gonna win the whole thing. You're never gonna have as big an impact as you can. You're gonna forever feel trapped by the situation you're in because you don't enjoy it. The number 1 rule for success is you have to love what you do. Whether it's artists or entrepreneurs or inventors or athletes, like all the people that I profiled, the number 1 rule for success that comes up most consistently over and over and over and over and over and over again is, you gotta love what you do. You need to love what you do. The problem is, at the beginning, a lot of times you're not good at the thing that you love. You know? So when you're not good at it, what do? You keep going. Because just like anything else, if it's a skill set, you can learn any skill set. I learned how to get better on camera. It took me a long time compared to most people. You could probably get there faster than me. You probably have a lot more natural tendencies for it. But I've gotten better because I just kept doing it. Kept making videos. It's been over 10,000 videos over 12 years, so almost 1,000 videos a year. Well, you better get good at something if you're doing it 1,000 times a year. So I've gotten better at it. Same thing with salsa dancing. I was not very good at it. And then I practiced and I kept going. But the practice didn't feel like work. That's the thing. Practicing my videos doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like, oh, I gotta go do that thing. Like, oh man, I gotta go dancing. I remember when I came out of my dance class, I would be trying to memorize the moves. I'd still have the music in my head. Like, I'm not wearing earphones. I just had the music in my head. And I'd be waiting for the bus or streetcar or subway or in a line, and I would be practicing my moves. I remember I had one meeting with a guy. It's a little embarrassing. I had one meeting with a guy to talk about my mastermind group for entrepreneurship, and we met at a coffee shop, and I was asking about his business. And as a leader in dancing, you have to come up with combinations, right? So the leaders come up with the combinations, and then they have to lead the followers to follow the combination. And so I was trying to come up with a new combination for what I could do when I was dancing. And while I was talking to this guy, I remember zoning out while he was telling his story. And I was thinking, okay, if I took his hand and I put it this way, and then with this hand, could I spin the person around, and can we come back? I'm coming up with dance choreography while I'm with him. That's a sign that you're on the right path, right? Like, that's a sign that you're doing the right thing. And usually we try to shut out those distractions. No, like, lean into them, lean towards them, because there's something great inside of that, even if it doesn't make any sense, right? And so I practiced. I was thinking about it naturally and all the time. And so that's a sign I have to go and do the thing. It's the same thing for you. The things that you daydream about, the things that for you don't feel like work, but for other people is crazy amounts of work. The thing that you just can get lost in and spend hours doing and time seems to fly. Like, inside of that is your next great opportunity, even if you're not good at it yet. So we start to say yes. Say yes more, just say yes. It's also within your code of ethics, right? You're not hurting anybody, you say yes, try it. Stop judging it, just try it. 2, don't expect to be good at it. Don't expect to be good at it at all. Expect to suck, because it's your first time doing it, right? So expect it not to be great. But 3, pay attention to the feeling. How did it make you feel? Did you like it? You want to go back and do it again? Because if that's a yes, you could be on track to find your next great love, your next great business venture, your next great life adventure, your next great life. Your great life is on the other side of those 3 things. When we can stop judging, critiquing, overthinking, overanalyzing, and just say yes and pay attention to the feeling it gives you, your whole life changes. If you want another Evan Rant video that just might give you the confidence you need, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there. Everyone tells you to think bigger, to dream bigger, to 10x your goals, to if you had $1 million or $1 billion, what would you do? I think the bigger problem is